Chess, a cult classic game with fluid controls, careful strategy, and engaging multiplayer gameplay. Although it had a rough launch, with some of the more ambitious features like 4-player mode being removed, it's undeniably a classic, and it's no wonder that it's still getting ports and remakes to this very day, over 1,000 years after launch. According to the Google info box anyway, but where did Google get this blurb from? It turns out that it's a forum post from chess.com user Pinecone Henry in 2015. This isn't authentic enough for my taste, so we're gonna have to turn to my personal favorite source of text to rephrase in my own words. Wikipedia, which says that the game started in the 15th century, but had precursors as far back as the 6th century. This is a testament to our woefully inadequate record-keeping as a society. We don't know the release date of Chess, but we know all 6 release dates for SpongeBob Squigglepants? What are we? Today's my all-time second favorite day in the whole world after Christmas Eve. Chessmas, the birthday of our Lord and Savior, Chess. In commemoration, let's take a look at some of the many digital adaptations it received. A chess algorithm called TuroChamp is actually considered to be the first video game to have ever begun development, starting in 1948. However, it entered a period of development hell as a result of computer limitations at the time, and it was eventually cancelled after the death of co-developer Alan Turing. Flash forward 32 years to 1986, and the world saw the release of the Chessmaster 2000 on many computer systems. It became a hit and spawned a long-running series that lasted until 2007, receiving entries on many platforms, including the Super Nintendo, which is the only one I have, so it'll have to be representative of the series as a whole. It starts up with some music and a digitized version of the cover photo. When you press start, the music stops and you're greeted with the traditionally iconic board and the gameplay starts. The box advertises stunning 3D and 2D graphics, and indeed, it does give the appearance of a slight amount of angle in the static view. You can also switch it to more traditional chess simulator visuals, or to this mode, which shows additional information on the sides. For some reason though, the instruction manual doesn't use screenshots of any of these available graphics modes, instead opting for ordinary chessboard illustrations. Tell me, how does this translate to this? If I didn't already know how to play the game, I'd be beyond lost. The game doesn't have any background music, but it does have some brief jingles that play to accompany the moves. However, you do have the option in settings to make the title theme play during the gameplay. It's nice that this is an option, but I find it a bit distracting, and it makes sense that it's off by default. There's a bit of other fun stuff you can do in the settings too, like have the computer play against itself, but overall it's just chess. There's not too much to say. 10 out of 10. All installments of Chessmaster feature this photograph of an old man pondering a chessboard on the cover. It's a face of utmost concentration. It takes effort to be able to do that with your hand. The man in the photo was an actor named Will Hare, who you may recognize from his role as the character Fitz in the 1962 film Without Each Other. It's worth noting that Fitz is only one letter off from Fritz, which is the name of another chess program published on the Wii, PS3, and DS in 2009. It's pretty much the logical progression of what you'd expect 2 decades after Chessmaster on the Super Nintendo. Fritz Chess has some of the same main features, like switching between 2D and 3D visuals and 2-player gameplay, as well as new stuff, like more game rule variants, an adventure mode, and a collection of replays of historical chess matches. These are fun to look at. Apparently in 1887 there was a chess player named Fritz. Maybe they named the game after him. But it's weird to think they named it after someone who didn't even win this match. What a loser. The regular chess mode is pretty alright, with the system telling you about what locations and pieces are vulnerable to attack, to help you learn to strategize. However, if you're playing multiplayer, you can't use 2 remotes for some reason, so you have to keep passing the controller back and forth, which is annoying. Adventure mode is where things start getting a little more unique. It has a progression of various cartoonish characters you have to play against, each with different variants of chess rules and specific challenges. There are also cutscenes in between levels. You can literally type yay sound effect into YouTube and find the exact stock asset they deemed fit for someone getting their head chopped off. This game is rated E. You'd think this would at least warrant a 10 plus after that letter. Oh wait, he's not dead somehow. False alarm, never mind. This exact same music and sound is repeated for every winning cutscene. I guess they could pay for animation, but couldn't pay anyone to grunt into a microphone a few times. The following opponents become progressively more difficult, and I wasn't able to get very far, because I'm not a great player. Well, overall that was a pretty decent chess simulator. It was alright, but certainly not $150 worth spit take. Yeah, this game is a little uncommon. And why wouldn't it be? It's a chess game. They're pretty much the apricot of the video game world in the sense that they practically grow on trees, but there's other fruit that they grow way more of, like sports games. It makes sense that the publisher didn't see mass market appeal in this. It sold about 20,000 copies total, which is plenty for what it was, but collectors went and did what collectors do when you say an object you don't care about is rare. They created an artificial demand for this thing, and now it goes for mildly unreasonable prices on eBay. I waited it out and found this European copy of the game for $16, which is about 16 times more than it's worth and makes me part of the problem, because now there's plus one actual chess player out there who can't experience their favorite game on the Wii. On Chessmas. I would donate the thing to a homeless shelter, but the Wii is regional, so they probably wouldn't be able to play it. Oh well. This isn't even the only chess game this has happened to. Enter Battle vs. Chess, which was planned to be a multi-platform release by Topwave Interactive, but then Interplay Entertainment came along and said, nah, we threw that combination of words together first. A court ruled that the name was indeed illegal. $200,000 worth of illegal. As a result, the planned releases of Battle vs. Chess on handhelds were scrapped. The name was changed to Check vs. Mate, and the physical release in America was cancelled altogether, making it a digital-only title. However, Europe still got actual copies of the game under the original name, and naturally they're expensive. For some reason, my computer doesn't want to read the only affordable copy of the game that was still on Amazon UK, so I haven't played it, but from what I understand, it's simply chess with fancy visuals and a fantasy setting. Cool. Another chess game that only got a physical release in Europe was Wii Chess, an official entry in the Wii series right up there with the likes of Wii Play and Wii Sports Resort, but Wii Chess was the only entry in the series that didn't make it to America. Probably because it's not that great. Don't get me wrong, it's an alright chess game, and it offered online multiplayer via the now defunct Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, but when you get down to it, it doesn't have much of that Nintendo personality other games with the Wii in the title had. You could have given this some generic name like World Chess and it would have blended right in. And there's actual evidence to back that up. That's what they called it 8 months later when they re-released it in Japan as a download-only WiiWare title. One thing that most chess video games have in common is that they generally have chess in the title, but there are some that break the mold. One example being Virtual Kasparov on the PlayStation. A dream come true, I can finally have my very own Kasparov! Or, if you put the series of faux Cyrillic characters into Russian text-to-speech, what set this apart from being a regular chess game was the inclusion of an exclusive digitized interview with renowned titular chess champion Garry Kasparov, and some more bonus features relating to him. This game also had a Game Boy Advance port, which is essentially Virtual Kasparov minus most of the Kasparov since it doesn't have the video interview clips. Should have just called it Virtual.